You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Good morning, Stacey.
Good morning.
We have Stacey Abrams on the line,
Stacey!
candidate for governor of Georgia.
Thanks for having me.
How are you, Stacey?
I'm ready for Tuesday to get here.
Are you ready for Tuesday?
We just had a great conversation about you on The Breakfast Club.
Oh, wonderful.
Tell them why this would be history for them to vote you as the governor of Georgia, Stacey.
I will be the first woman to be the governor of Georgia, the first black person to be the governor of Georgia, first black woman to be the governor of a state elected in the history of the United States.
Now, stuff like that excites me more than a black woman marrying Prince Harry. I just want you to know that, okay?
I don't know what that has to do with this.
How do you plan on changing a city that is predominantly Republican?
So I would say this. Georgia is not Republican. Georgia is blue and confused because we have had Democratic candidates run for years who did not reach out to the very diverse communities that we have in Georgia. We have a burgeoning black population that's more than Atlanta. It's across the state. You have Latino, Asian Americans, but you also have progressive white voters. And if we build that coalition, a coalition that looks like Georgia, we can win. Democrats can win going forward.
Now, what will you do for the state of Georgia?
I've got three things. One is that we have to educate our children from cradle to career. That means investing, especially in 0 to 3, giving parents the money they need so they can put their children in really high-quality daycare and childcare, because we know, especially black children, start out behind and they never catch up. It's about making certain that when you finish school, that you can either go into vocational school, you can go to apprenticeships, free technical college, or graduate debt-free from college. It's about making sure that we invest in small businesses. As much as I'm excited about big companies coming to Georgia, I want to invest in the small Main Street businesses that hire locally, that pay a living wage. And they need as much attention as we're willing to give Amazon. And then for me, a major issue is criminal justice reform and Medicaid expansion. I have a younger brother who is out of prison for the second time. And each time he comes out, he has a mental disability. He's got bipolar disorder. He loses his health insurance. And until we expand Medicaid, we are going to continue to use our jails and our prisons as mental health facilities, and that is wrong. And so I want to make certain we're investing in the kind of decriminalization of poverty and the criminal justice reform we need to make certain every Georgian has the freedom and opportunity to thrive.
Now, there were people who were trying to say, oh, she is not, does not qualify or whatever that. I'm trying to understand what that even means. So why were people saying they don't believe that you qualify to even run?
They don't think I'm viable because I am a black woman with natural hair and no husband. And look, that is a sentiment that is held by some. But what I would say is I am the most qualified candidate, Democrat or Republican, running. I graduated from Avondale High School in DeKalb County. I went to Spelman College. I went to the University of Texas and did a master's degree in public policy. I went to Yale Law School and became a tax attorney.
Wow.
I'm a business owner, a tax attorney, a political leader, and I started a nonprofit that has registered more than 200,000 people in the state of Georgia.
So that's crazy that it's even with all of those credentials that clearly make you way qualified, people will still have to try to put you down because of that, personal reasons. That's amazing.
I think I look different than what people are used to, and that's part of what excites me. I know you all recently had Senator Harris on, Senator Kamala Harris.
Kamala, yeah.
And she and I had an amazing time. She was down here last week helping me with my campaign, and we don't look like what people are used to, and that can be frightening, but it's also exciting. It's an opportunity for young people. I met a young woman at a restaurant recently, and she actually nearly got sent home early because she stopped waiting on her other patrons to come and talk to me. But she was a political science major at Clark Atlanta, and she said she had never seen a woman who looked like her with natural hair who could stand to be in one of the highest offices in the land, and that inspired her.
Yeah, and that's why I don't like when you say you don't look like what people are used to. It's white people, and white people need to get used to it, by the way.
Well, I think she means in that particular office, especially as governor of Georgia, people in Georgia aren't used to white people or black people seeing somebody in that position.
That's what I'm talking about. Stacey, why are they running a white Stacey against you? Why are the Democrats running a white Stacey against you?
There are some who decided that they did not think I was viable. And look, I think Ms. Evans decided to run because she wants this office. I will say that I do not believe that she has the experience. I think I'm the most experienced candidate. And I think that her single issue focus is misplaced. But, I appreciate the willingness that any person has to step up for public office. But again, I think that the challenge in this campaign is that everyone, people of color, whites, people from rural areas, suburban areas, urban areas, we all have to change our sense of what leadership looks like.
Exactly.
You know what else makes you, very relatable? The fact that you still have student loan debt.
I do indeed. I owe a lot of money.
You owe over $50,000. They say $170,000 in credit cards.
They trying to use that against you, Stacey.
I don't have the kind of credit. I don't have the kind of credit score that can give me $170,000 of credit card debt. It's a combination. I have been responsible for my parents, my niece, my brother, my brother who's unfortunately been incarcerated. His daughter is being raised by my parents, and my grandmother lives with my parents. I've been their sole source of financial support since 2005.
Okay.
And so I have been, and it's my privilege, and please don't hear me complaining about it. But when I had some challenges with my small business in 2015, I had to defer my payments for my taxes. I'm on a payment plan with the IRS. They know how much I owe them. They know I'm paying them every month. But you can defer tax payments. You cannot defer cancer treatment payments. When my father got prostate cancer, I can't defer putting food on the table and making sure that my family's taken care of. And what I say to folks is, you want to know if someone can manage money? It's easy to manage money when you've got a lot of it.
Right.
When you can manage your resources, when you have to make decisions and priorities, that's when you can really tell the capacity of someone.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm not ashamed to talk about my debt, because that's what most of us live with, trying to figure out how we make ends meet and still get all the things done that need to be done.
And I respect that. I respect you taking care of family, because family is always first. Everything else will come after.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of people struggling with medical bills and things of that, which they did not anticipate having to deal with. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you're a legit politician and not a crooked politician, it's not like it's a financially rewarding job.
This is not a job you go into to make money, no.
So what do they need to do to vote for Miss Stacey Abrams?
Tomorrow, on May 22nd, on Tuesday, I need everyone to vote. Polls open at 7 a.m. They close at 7 p.m. Please do not take for granted that this is a done deal. We have been ahead in the polls, but polls are not always the best predictor. What is the best predictor of victory is people showing up and voting and bringing friends.
Right.
We win this primary, and we are on a pathway to history, and I really want everyone to be on that path with me.
Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams.
Abrams with an A.
Abrams
with an A.
So like Charlamagne said, remember Stacey Adams, just Stacey A.
Stop it. Stacey Abrams.
Your daddy had to pay Stacey Adams. Stacey A.
And don't get too comfortable just thinking that she's winning in the polls, so that means she's going to win. You still have to get out and vote. Sometimes we think, oh, well, she's going to win anyway. You have to make sure it happens.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Stacey.
Good luck.
Thank you all so much for having me. This has been wonderful.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Take care.
All righty now.